which gives a tiny bit of vision to try and scout it out.
Yeah, IG just continuing to move around the map. They're in a bit of disarray. LGD can tend to just farm up on the heroes, kind of slow down the pace of the game. IG, we talked about how much of a favorite they were coming into this game. LGD almost didn't even make it to the tournament. They had to play a tiebreaker just to get in, and now, you know, they've got one of the younger, less experienced teams, and now they're really taking it to IG, able to get enough farm on Rabbit on this Razor. Once he gets this Aghanim Scepter, it's going to boost the Eye of the Storm ultimate, and the biggest thing that it allows you to do is it allows you to hit towers with it.
Didn't they come, was it third in TI2? LGD?
Yes.
With just the same team except for one player?
2?
Okay, 2 players.
It was funny because in the qualifiers we watched them, and I think they had a couple of games they had to win.
Yeah, they did.
And they just sort of busted it out and just ran at people for like the entire game. I mean, this has been a really aggressive patch in terms of team fights. Here goes DD
over here,
now.
the stun, it flies
into
onto the
Sunstrike.
Lich.
Faith. He's okay. I think what happened there was from Chuan. If you look at Sunstrike,
oh, look at top. Oh, that combination.
That's nice. If you look at Sunstrike, what it actually does is it doesn't do that damage to everyone in the area. It divides it among targets in the area. So if you hit just one person on their own, it does a lot of damage. If you hit 2 or 3 people with it, it actually does less. So I think Chuan knew the Sunstrike was coming and stood next to Lich so the damage would be split between them. It was a good team play.
It's a really good skill shot too. Sunstrike doesn't just immediately fly. There's like a 2-second delay on it, and so you kind of have to guess the path of movement that they're going to go. As we talked about, they are going to go for the Roshan, but look, is he able to steal it? And he denies the Aegis to the Immortal. Everybody on IG falling down. That's 3 down for them, and the other 2 are thinking about going in, but LGD, they actually just let IG get it really low for them.
Yeah.
Were they able to sneak the kill as well?
I'm not sure.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
It actually doesn't say. I don't know.
But able to, IG did take down the Roshan, but they weren't able to get the Aegis on it, which is the big thing, that extra token. And LGD able to get 3 kills on the heels of that. They are going to go for this bottom tier 2 tower as well. Complete control of this game so far.
Yeah, I think LGD are completely in charge. But so, I mean, if you look at Razor's farm, he has 133 last hits, Invoker has 112, Deep Death Prophet has 109, Venomancer has 77. So they're really, look at Faceless Void's farm, he's got 47 last hits. He's not had the kind of game he needs. So just look at the goal graph a second. In 21 minutes, LGD are up by 10,000 gold. That is absolutely huge.
It has a lot to do with them being able to win team fights and push after. So they've been getting the split push going with Invoker and his Forward Spirit, and they've been actually getting towers after they win fights. And to even increase how well they can do that, the Rabbit, the Razor player, has got an Aghanim Scepter, which allows his ultimate to hit buildings and it does more damage as well.
The cool thing about LGD's lineup too is the Invoker was the big pickup here. He has an ability that allows him to summon 2 minions, and he has an item also that allows him to summon minions. So he, just by himself, is able to push out towers, whereas for IG to safely push out a tower, they need to commit so many heroes, and there's the combination again. The Sunstrike falls from the Invoker. He's now 4-0, really getting big.
Yeah.
There are 4 heroes on every single one of them, have 4 kills. At max combined, they have 1 death between the 2 of them.
Amazing.
And if you look at the minimap, you can kind of take a feel for the game. You can see where IG are. They're kind of towards their base and kind of bunched up, and LGD are like so aggressive up in the face. But look where DD is here, the Alchemist. He's so aggressive. On the other side of the tower, he isn't afraid at all.
Yeah, and all 5 of IG's members, they're around this area. They're just starting to show signs of weakness over here. They're not entirely sure what to do. And the scary thing for them is that for them to pick off 1 hero, they need to commit at least a minimum of 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Whereas because of the Sunstrike, just the Centaur can find 1 hero, stomp them into the ground, hold them in place. The Invoker's able to Sunstrike. And that's enough to kill pretty much anybody on the map.
I mean, I also think if you look at Skywrath Mage, one of the best things about Skywrath Mage, I mean, his weakness is he's very flimsy. If you look at him, he's level 11, which is not like low level, but he still doesn't even have 800 health. That's nothing. Compare that to, say, Centaur, who has nearly 1,800 health. So Skywrath Mage is a fairly weak character, but his spells are very long range. If you look at Mystic Flare, it travels a really far distance. So if Faceless Void goes in, Chronosphere's someone, he's going to have to eat a Mystic Flare right from Skywrath Mage. So it's going to be really difficult for him. The other thing is Razor's static link sits on the Chronosphere. So if he can see the Faceless Void coming, get his static link off on him, he's going to be static linked the entire time he's in the Chronosphere, even with Faceless Void punching him. And Razor's really hard to kill too. So at this stage, IG have a team that, whilst it looks like it's a strong team fight lineup, to me, it's actually against LGD's lineup, it's going to get crushed.
Yeah, not to mention the Invoker, who actually has a spell called Deafening Blast, which basically shoves a load of kind of energy forward and stops people from attacking. So you're disarmed is what it's called in Dota. You can't actually attack. There it is, there. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Is this new? Is it where it shows
Choose your
damage,
hero.
force, knockback?
No, I think it's been around for a while.
Okay.
But they might have. I don't play the hero too much, so I don't actually.
I've never
know
seen it
about that,
before.
yeah.
You're not good enough, Blitz,
Really not.
is what it is.
My team always complains that I can't play that hero, but I'm actually amazing at it. There's nothing bad that I do. Good at everything.
Except for like
That's not even limited to Dota.
Yeah.
This is
All right,
limited.
this is not the Blitz cast. This is the noob cast.
You guys can all just kind of. Oh, I can't actually use that term that I was gonna use.
no god.
Yeah, don't.
But LGD continuing to farm up. IG.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot that they can do. They're going to try to pick off Yao over here. Remember, he does have the mechanism. He should be able to pop it. No, he's not going to be able to pop it. He did have a little bit of time. DDC, really low HP, able to force staff over the cliff. He should be okay now. And LGD, they're on the offensive. They realize, okay, they've used everything for this. Ferrari able to get the heal off from the mechanism. Both BKBs, meaning they're magical immune.
Look at that.
It's so dramatic looking.
Oh, and Ferrari gets picked off by the Sunstrike.
10
He's going to go
seconds
down as
remaining.
well. I think he actually bought back for that, but being able to kill the Death Prophet,
5
he has no
seconds
ultimate up
remaining.
either now. So LGD, they're free to go around the map, do whatever they want now.
YYF actually got a time lock, which is his third ability. So every time he auto attacks, there's a bash, which means he stuns the target.
Oh, and in mid, the big Echo Slam comes down, but he should go down instantly
Prepare
as well.
for battle.
Earthshaker and Venomancer go down 1-2 off the bat. YYF playing the Void. He no longer has the Chronosphere. He can't enter the fight. Faith playing the Lich. He doesn't have the Chain Frost up. They can't safely engage, and LGD realized that. They said all their ultimates are up. Ours are going to come back up soon. Let's just take down this mid tower.
Very aggressive.
That Lich ult, the sort of glowing golden effect you saw was two heroes being immune to magic. It's an item called the Black King Bar. We often abbreviate it to BKB. Just quickly as Faith gets exploded by the centaur there. The Black King Bar makes you immune to magic damage and stuns. So the Lich ult was bouncing, but absolutely nothing was happening to them.
And Rabbit gonna take down this last barracks right here. Taking down the
30
barracks means a
seconds
lot
to
for both
battle.
teams. What does it actually do for LGD here, Ted?
It makes your creeps stronger. I know that sounds weird. You think it would make their creeps weaker. It does kind of, but your creeps basically stay the same, but the enemy's creeps are made stronger. So you take down a Rax, your creeps get tougher, they push harder, and this is the point of the game. We were talking about what we call lane equilibrium, so you want to maintain the lanes at certain points. As the game goes on, you want the lanes to
The
push,
battle
because now
begins.
it's game time, and you're going to go and crush the enemy's base. So this is the different stage of
No
the game. We're
job
now
is
in
too big.
sort of
No
late
fee
mid-game,
is
one
too
might say.
big.
And you're sort of pushing into the enemy's base, taking racks, and then now it's extremely hard for IG to get out, because as the game goes on, you don't sit in a lane and farm. You tend to get your farm more in the jungle, and from fights, and from things like Roshan and Ancients. And as your map is compressed,
Over
you get
there.
less time outside the base because you're defending so much. You end up being stuck inside your base, and you're not happy though. You're sad. Let's draw a sad face.
Sad face. If you look at the wards as well from LGD, they're trying to keep them even closer in. They have two really aggressive wards that they placed as they got the
I'll find them.
IG are like completely trapped. If they can't see them with these wards, they know A, they're either in the jungle, farming in their jungle. All 5 heroes sharing it.
I follow the trail.
Compare that
This
to what
slice
LGD
is
do.
nice.
They're farming bottom, they're farming
First
ancient.
blood with a poison twist.
It's a really
I'll
tough
find
situation.
I would have to smoke. The smoke of deceit allows you to kind of roam around the map that's visible, but it's so risky because you're
My
committing so many
blades grow
heroes
thirsty.
just to get 1 or 2 pickoffs, and you're not getting any objectives on top of that. IG at this point in the game effectively
Repositioning.
shut out of their base. You know, they can't make moves because anytime they get picked off as 5, if they're going to smoke like that, they have to go as at
5
least
enemies,
3.
5
And if they go and get
bounties.
picked off like that, the game is essentially over for them.
The other problem is it depends who they run into. Like
Exactly.
you go on a smoke, you bump into the
A lead.
centaur,
He laughs at you.
He's
like,
gonna
"Great."
fight back at you.
Exactly. He's like, cool, now I get a bunch of you to do damage to.
Bountiful.
And we've got Sunstrike, and luckily my chum Skywrath Mage, who's basically barely
Yes.
left his side the entire game, just nukes you with the
Why
the
would you
ults.
leave his side? He's so awesome.
Yeah,
He's
this
awesome.
combination, just the two of them. If you notice, they've had to commit so many heroes just to get any sort of movement around the map, but just the two of them able to get any two heroes down on the map, and the Chronosphere from the Void flies. GD taking a lot of damage, but that's what Ted talks about. He's zoned out of his own Chronosphere, and LGD on the move, pushing forward. IG, casualties left and right. YYF on the Void, able to buy back, and now they retreat. Juan catches the Centaur with a stun, and LGD, they have to move back. That wasn't too bad of a trade for them. I think they'll just continue to push.
Yeah. There was what I was talking about, the Skywrath Mage range, as you
This
said,
way.
zoned him out of his own Chronosphere. Now, Void without his Chronosphere
What is he?
and no farm,
He's not the
look what he's
missing.
got. He's got nothing. I think it was a good mistake to put him in the off lane. I don't think it worked for them.
Did you
And
wonder what
with
that
him not
was
being
like?
scary and up against a really Razor has got a
The
ton
lead.
now. So what can they do? I really don't get it. There's that stun from Lin at top lane, misses, but the Sunstrike, well, not needed. There's
Oh my
a gem
God.
down too,
The
but the
courier
courier's
got it.
stolen it. So the courier is that little golden kite dancing around
Double
there. That's actually the golden
damage.
Doomling that they've got right there. That thing's, well, probably the most
I'll
coveted
find them.
courier in Dota at the moment. This guy, we haven't spoken about him. He's a unit that you control. You have to purchase one from the shop, and he will ferry items around for you. So let's say I've bought an item, I can get the courier to bring it out to me, just like a courier in real life, but he can also be controlled, and just then, the Venomous had died, he dropped the gem of True Sight, which is a gem that lets you see invisible heroes and invisible wards, and but was able to recover it with a courier very close to blow.
Look at the amount of
I'm
damage
under a
Rabbit is
bed
doing.
there.
Because of that agony
Those
setting, he's-
continual zaps on the buildings.
Over here, the Centaur gonna initiate. Should be able to get the Lich just fairly soon. Ferrari popped his BKB as well, but not gonna really change much for them. And LGD, they're gonna get their second lane of racks now. And once you're able to get 3, you should have even stronger creeps.
The IG will call this. It will be a GG, which means good game and game over.
Radiant
Because I don't see how they
structures
come
are
back. How can they come
fortified.
back? Especially once this Roche goes down, I fail to see IG move back into
But
the game.
it's not so much. Maybe they want to talk about strategies for the next game, or like it's also. Like
My
they might be
blades will
playing
do the
game to win
talking.
now, but they have time now to talk about what happened, what went wrong, what heroes you can choose next game. There's a lot of strategy involved.
My blades
The
grow
sad thing is, even
thirsty.
if they were to, I mean, normally, if you think about Roshan, look at this area that you have to fight in. This is the one thing you don't want in Dota is to be compressed into a
5
space like
enemies,
this.
5
Compression is
bounties.
bad because there are a lot of AoE spells. If you look at Earthshaker's Echo Slam, if he blinks in and Echo Slams when all 5 of you are around
won't get
Roshan,
far.
it's easy for him to get a kill or two. You've got Chronosphere as well, but IG know that if they go into the pit, LGD are actually going to be like,
I'll
great,
find
we
him.
want to fight
Thank you. Like look at the amount of health that Razor has. How is anyone on IG going to kill this guy?
It's
He has
crazy.
3,200
And
lives.
2 lives.
I follow the
And the
trail.
So
BKB.
he essentially has like 6,400 lives.
Yeah.
to go for.
Crazy.
The trail is clearer.
And across all that time, he's going to be doing damage with his ult, and
Is
he's
that
going
a
to be
broken
zapping
twig
you
I
with
spy?
his electric whip. By the way, if you're wondering why he's called Razor, Electric Razor. That's literally the best I can come up with. Why he's called
Go
Razor.
Prira.
Mad, isn't it?
By Razor. LGD gonna push up this mid lane.
Top
I think
is
the
missing.
best place for IG to fight, and they've taken fights here, is in this small confined area. This is the downside of pushing up a base. If you're pushing down a
This
tower
way.
over here, you've got a lot of area to move in. But if you're pushing up a base like this, you have to be stacked up in this corner over here. But they're just gonna send Rabbit as a sacrificial offering. They're gonna say, okay, try to kill me, but it doesn't matter. Lin gonna go in as well. They're gonna pick off the Lich instantly. Tornado flies as well from the Invoker. The Echo Slam flies as well, but the mech is popped
lead.
instantly. Earthshaker gonna go down as well. Nobody down for LGD, just so tanky.
Here it goes.
They're way too far ahead. IG finally gonna call it. Good game. And LGD take game 1.
They
Wow.
were so dominant
Yes.
They
the
were.
entire game.
I've got to say, LGD seem to be one of those teams who they get up ahead of steam and they
I'll
just.
find
We
him.
saw it in one of the games, Cloud9 against Na'Vi. In fact, it was the 3rd game of that playoff, and Cloud9 got a start and just
Stalking.
never stopped fighting. They just pick off. The combination of Centaur, Skywrath, and Invoker in that absolutely won the game. Fantastic play.
There was a
That was
prize
also
on
due
your
to the
head.
laning though. Because of them sending Venomancer probably wouldn't be sent, or it allows them to get
grow.
more higher levels and get that early start.
Well played to LGD. We'll be seeing them in the next game, of course, against
Middle is
IG.
missing.
This is a best of 3.
This
So
way.
that was game 1. 1-0 to LGD. Let's see if IG can come back and level the series at 1-1. We'll be back any minute.
Middle is missing.
Over Invictus Gaming, even in just one match that we potentially could see 3, is huge for LGD. That's exactly what they needed. And you know, before the game started, we were looking at the bans and picks. We were like, oh, this looks a bit scary for them. I have a nice lineup, and then the Centaur came in, and it worked perfectly for LGD.
I want to congratulate that and call this strategy death from above. Because
My
you get a
blades will do the
Sunstrike, you get Mystic Flare, and you get a huge center jumping on top of you. You can't stop that. Maybe only a Zeus with a Wrath of God as well, just to punish everything. But there was no way. Every single
You're
time
true.
there was a hero kind of alone. They went surgically, got in, got the kill, got out. And that's what you have to do against IG. You cannot 5v5 man team fight because they're really good at that. LGD played it perfectly.
They were playing like a team with nothing to lose. Every kill, every opportunity they saw, they just went for it. Like, they don't care if there's someone backing him up. They just trusted their ability to burst down the target as soon as they see him and back off.
I follow the trail.
Lin missed 2 or 3 stuns. Who cares? LGD were like, miss a stun, let's go stampede in and get the kill anyway.
Your
so it was
middle
just
tower is
constant,
under attack.
As soon as anyone showed on the map, dive for the kill, get the kill, and then go from there.
We've muted your microphone, Seb. Either that or you picked. Oh no, you're back. You're with us.
Your
You
middle
have the
tower
voice.
is under
Awesome.
attack.
So-
Positioning.
Feels great. No, I just wanted to say that the Centaur pick worked wonders for them. Like having that initiation bar with the long range units, as Bruno mentioned, was
5
actually
enemies,
awesome. And I
5
really
bounties.
liked, as LG mentioned, the double lane offlane from LGD. They actually realized that Venomancer is strong versus the solo offlane, but that Venomancer Shaker versus on a 2 versus 2 setup plus the Sunstrike. As we mentioned, the Invoker being able to head the 2 lanes at the same time. That's where
Fade
it
my
stand out.
blade.
Actually, it was classic back in the days. It wasn't used anymore, and they put it to great use. So I was really impressed by the other. It looks like they had an idea. They just
The
went
enemy's
for it. They were
top
one of the
tower
only teams
has
picking
fallen.
Centaur,
Yeah.
and it just crushed the game. So
You know, the funny thing is that most of the times they didn't even need the
No one.
Sunstrike because the
Top is
hero was there
missing.
before. Just that
You can't
plus
fight what
30
you
or
can't
36%
see.
amplification from the Skyrath Mage and level 1 Silence, together with the double edge, was so much
My
damage every
blades
single
grow
time.
thirsty.
IG wasn't expecting that, I guess, and neither were we.
Well, the only team that actually has been picking Centaur in the later stages of their tournament was Arrow. Arrow Gaming,
that a
unfortunately,
broken
the first team
twig I
to go
spy?
out. But at the end, you know, they actually were like, okay, let's play this a little bit more aggressive. You know, a lot
Your
of teams
middle
were
tower
pushing them
is
over
under
and they weren't
attack.
able to stand up, and they actually got the Centaur, and they got wins from it as well. And it was very similar to this, and not so much like having that dual offlane, but just being able to play
Your
the
middle
Centaur, being able to
tower
get
is
a
under
blink, and being
attack.
able to have that strong
5
initiation.
enemies,
But I
5
really think, yeah,
bounties.
you know, having an additional person on the offlane, similar to the Cloud9 game where we saw the bounty there. We saw the Skyrath, and
Middle is missing.
harass very well with the Skyrath.
And I think it was crucial because Lin needs farm. He's a player he's not the off-lane player for this team, but he was on that Centaur role, which is where I feel they did that because they knew they were going to secure his farm, put him in a position where he can make plays and make stuff happen. In the past, he's played lots of Viper,
Is that a
Razor,
broken
Mirana's
twig
probably
I
been one of
spy?
his best heroes of the tournament as well. So I feel Lin, when this guy plays well, LGD do well. I think
enemy's
he's kind of the
bottom
key
tower
player in a
has
lot of ways. I know
fallen.
Yao said Zhao Tuji, I mean, he's their main carry player, is often the one with the high impact in the game. But Lin, he's only 18, he's young,
Middle is missing.
and he's showing that he's going to be a world-class player.
And how? Oh, sorry,
Find
please. go ahead.
them.
No,
Okay.
all on you.
That is mine. Okay, we're talking about how great that initiation was. or
enemy's
how
middle
well needed
tower
it was.
has fallen.
And there was this very important part of the game where IG was attempting to do erosion.
Yeah.
We're going to see a clip right now on how
Your
the
top
initiation
tower
from
is under
LGD
attack.
changed from what
I
could be
follow the trail.
an excellent IG fight into a total disaster because, yeah, they got a kill, but in the meantime, you know, they're doing Roshan, they have the Medallion, they have the Death Prophet. They get spotted though, and here is when the nightmare is about to begin. That's Exorcism, it's not a Nightmare. Nightmare is actually a Bane skill, silly me. But they still get the Exorcism, and look how fast these Roshan drops. So it's like, okay,
Footprints.
IG gets the Aegis, suddenly time to turn around. They were doing much worse, now they're 6 and 12, but the initiation from
Again,
the
it's
center.
Lin. Lin just goes in ham. He doesn't care. He's willing to take a chance to make a play happen. This entire game, Lin was fearless. And to put like an 18-year-old who's never played an international on such an important role and to just play as freely as he did is
A
incredible.
lead.
But that's also a good thing about having young players in your team. We've seen it before with some other rosters. You get the experienced players, and they are very much like, okay, I've been in this position before. I know this is potentially not going to work out. 51% chance of failure.
The Winter
success.
Warrior
Sometimes they're like, maybe I won't take that risk. big of a risk at this particular stage of tournament. And then sometimes the younger players come in and they're
I
like,
fade
I'm
from
confident, I
sight.
think
Your
I can
middle
do this.
tower is under
I'm doing
attack.
it. And with that attitude, that's how you want to play someone who plays initiation. So
Repositioning.
Lin played fantastically. And the other scary thing about that Roshan fight, it's also the ultimate from center.
Radiant
just increasing
structures are
everybody's movement
fortified.
speed. Even if you're Invictus Gaming in that situation,
Your middle
having
tower
some
is under
vision, you're like,
attack.
oh, they're too far away. They're not in
Dire's
position. We've got
structures
this.
are
We're doing a ton of
fortified.
damage. And then you're like, oh, wait. They're coming and they're coming very quickly. So
Your
it can
middle
catch you off
tower
guard.
is under
So
attack.
it's been a really strong pick, but we'll have to see if LGD can kind of keep that momentum. But I'm sure Invictus Gaming now are going to be like, all right,
Your
we're really
middle
sorry,
tower
Ferrari.
has fallen.
We didn't want to put you on Death Profit. We know it's a little bit boring and you don't get to jump around as much. Maybe we'll get Ferrari a different hero. Because that's what Invictus
find
Gaming, I feel, need to do. Focus on their strengths, and Ferrari is a big strength for the team.
At the same time, the guys with nothing to lose will try everything to win. So LGD, they can go anywhere they want from here. And I'm talking about Ferrari, this guy that normally gets all the kills. Well, he was getting the tail end of
Your
that deal.
bottom
We're going to
tower
see
is
this
under
other
attack.
fight right now in the next replay,
Stacking.
where there's this big team fight mid, and he's just pretty much trying to get something
Your bottom
started. but
tower is under
things are
attack.
not going well for him. He gets
My
the first
blades
kill
will
right
do the
now,
talking.
but LGD can't. And suddenly things are not so great, because 4 staff, lots of money, Ferrari just standing there, and now the chase begins. And like, he's okay, I have BKB, I'm really fast, thanks for the mech. I'm gonna go look at all the defenses going to try to keep Ferrari alive. But
The additional, that was good sound effect, Bruno. I thought that was actually the game.
On the move.
But there we have it. So that was Ferrari getting shut down. But unfortunately, yeah, he didn't manage to finish his Shivas. They really
This
needed
way.
that to disrupt the movement of LGD, and it wasn't able to happen. But before we go into the next match of this, and we
My
see if
blades
LGD
grow
can close up
thirsty.
in 2, or if Invictus Gaming can bring us back, we're going to check in with Casey.
I'm under attack.
I found a friend, and I'm going to interview him now. Juggernaut, you're looking really good.
I had it coming.
Nothing? Do you do CrossFit? Dominating. Guess not. Somebody's feeling a little clammed up. This is the Juggernaut Lounge. This is a great place where you can come and watch the game, and it's also a good meeting spot because it's been kind of difficult to keep track of everyone here at Key Arena. We also have Eminem. I've just decided to call them that. We have Malk and Merlini, and this is how many fans they have. Look at the line just to shake their hands. Guys, can I interrupt you? From your fans? So tell me what it's been like out here meeting everyone.
It's been busy. It's been amazing. The crowd is 10 times as large as last year. I'm here with Jacob.
Yes.
Don't forget him. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
Very good to see you.
You guys best buds still.
We are. I didn't come across last year, but Ben actually
Your
loves me.
middle
He does
tower
love me.
is under attack.
Yeah. Jacob and I are longtime
The
buddies. We're both
slice was
teammates.
nice.
He remembers you too from last year. And
Fear.
What?
you guys had a little scuffle with the
I fall in service to the realm.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing
Your
some
top
this year, but I don't
tower
know if
is
y'all
under
are.
attack.
I gotta send it back to James. Hey-o! Back to you guys.
Casey, we have Mount and also unfortunately,
Your
that
top
Juggernaut,
tower is under
had been
attack.
reported many times, so was muted, and unfortunately, Malk will be too. So,
Your
moving
top
on,
tower
back
is under
into
attack.
the next game of the series. It's I think Invictus Gaming can bounce back from this, but they need to play a
It was just
much higher
business
pace game.
before.
It has to be a higher pace
Now
game.
it's
They
personal.
don't need to push to win. They're a great set of players.
My blades grow thirsty.
I've been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot. It's your time. I like to hear your voice. Come on.
I think it starts with the opening.
Sexy Australian accent.
It's not very Australian.
I know, it's a
fake,
mix.
faux
Please,
Australian.
we'll digress.
To me,
Your
it
bottom
starts with the
tower
opening, like
is under
Death Prophet and
attack.
Faceless Boy is the opening too. Like, Seth, do you think that was like a big mistake for IG with that opening draft?
No, I don't think so. I think they had a good draft. I just questioned lanes. Village picked with nothing for them. They thought they could get away with that. It didn't work
This
out.
kind of
They
power.
set up the Alchemist into the Sunstrike. Turns out they didn't.
Repositioning.
YYF was playing a bit over aggressive, but it would have worked even if YYF would try to play more cautious. So right now it's just, IG had a bad game. It happens. I think top teams like this, they know when
Your top
when
tower
it's a bad
is under
game
attack.
and when it's a bad performance or
This
when it's
way.
a bad draft. It was a bad performance. Some key mistakes, just faith training
Your
more,
top tower is
dying
under
once,
attack.
2 times, 3 times, hurt them too much. So I'm pretty sure they're not gonna be affected.
The enemy's
by that.
middle tower
Well, they've
has
got one more
fallen.
chance to get a good performance here as we're going to go in to the next game of the series. Let's take it away.
5 enemies, 5 bounties.
Your top tower is under attack.
Footprints.
Into the trash to go.
Hey,
I fade from sight.
nothing to
Your
say.
top
This
tower
is the
has
draft
fallen.
stage. Did you do that bit?
No.
Is that a broken
This is the
twig I
draft stage.
spy?
Welcome to the new stream. This is the draft stage. IG going to pick 5 heroes. LGD going to pick 5 heroes. Each team also gets a chance to ban 5 heroes.
Talking.
This is the draft phase, just like the NFL or baseball or whatever. You pick the best teams you can. LGD picked up Razor again. We saw him in the last game. Used to good effect. IG very quick picks. This is you often see this either when a team is mad or a team has a strat in mind and they're just going to blow through. They're just quick pick heroes.
But the last game we actually saw LGD pick the Invoker after IG picked the Faceless Void. So they wanted to do this originally in the last game.
Yeah.
But LGD counter-picked them by
Right.
picking the heroes anyway.
Ferrari on the Invoker, I guess. Right?
No, she plays it a lot too. It just depends on where they want to go with this. But the Faceless Void should be the off-lane hero that we'll see, and the Razor picked up again by LGD. And actually, Rabbit played that hero fantastically.
I'm honestly surprised that IG haven't banned Skywrath Mage. I thought LGD used it really well, and I thought it demonstrated that Faceless Void's Chronosphere is kind of difficult against a Skywrath, but they've gone for Earthshaker Razor instead. So it's going to be curious. I think they should ban Skywrath if they haven't picked him, because he kind of goes quite well with Faceless Void with Chronosphere.
The enemy's top
The
tower
combination
has
would become
fallen.
Faceless Void and Skywrath Mage, whereas in the last game it was Centaur and Skywrath Mage.
But the one thing they lacked at when Faceless Void was in the last game was actually backup damage. And
Yeah.
that's where Invoker comes in with the Sunstrike and the Meatball. That's where the combination comes in.
Over there.
But you are right, Ted. I really think they should ban.
Let's see what they go for though. They've banned the Tinker. As you guys said, that was the problem they had in the last time they played IG. So it surely makes sense. But the problem against a team like IG is they're so good and they can play so many heroes. It's not like, as we saw, Alliance got knocked out. Every team they played pretty much just banned Nature's Prophet because they're famed for their Nature's Prophet play on the Admiral Bulldog is the player for Alliance. He's one of the best Nature's Prophet players in the world. Possibly the best. Ban him, you take away their biggest weapon. So IG and LGD are both very good at a whole bunch of heroes. So IG get the next ban here. LGD get the next pick, don't they? So they might still pick Skywrath Mage. We'll have to wait and see.
My blades will do the
LGD
talking.
actually has a really nice counter to the Faceless Void. The Faceless Void, if you weren't watching the last game or you weren't here, he's got this ability called Chronosphere, which he locks everybody in that giant sphere in time, and he's the only one that can move. But Earthshaker has an ability called Fissure.
I follow the trail.
The best part about Fissure is if you notice the extension on the range, every little block of that, if any of it hits you, it'll
Is that a
flash.
broken
So
twig I
Earthshaker's
spy?
very far away, doesn't get Chronosphere. You just kind of split away Void from your teammates.
Stalking.
All about position.
5 enemies, 5 bounties.
All about position.
My fees
see.
have doubled.
What
Trying to
IG?
control what I say is quite difficult right now.
Find them.
So LGD,
Desolator.
we didn't see a lot of like big chaos.
A
This is
lead.
the most satisfying spell in Dota. The Echo Slam.
Blending in.
It doesn't look as impressive there, but imagine a ton of dudes being Echo Slammed. Then we might emit a yelp.
Found you.
Yelp Mirana. Mirana. Monster kill. She has a sacred arrow.
Reposition.
Look at someone else.
The drow
Now try
have
on
one
her.
less enemy now.
Huh.
Broken.
Uh
I come to collect.
oh. Okay. Alright, well we can't show you little movies
My
anymore, but it
blades
doesn't
grow
matter.
thirsty.
If you can imagine a slow moving arrow, that's what it looks like. Yeah. So that's handy because it's quite tricky to set up, because it is slow moving, you can dodge it. Chronosphere, you Chronosphere someone, they're frozen in time, a little arrow comes flying to some static targets, so they've got some good combinations here, but Blitz,
Yes.
I have a question for you. Okay, you've often said that if you have a nice combination, that's cool and everything, but you
Over
can
there.
then become predictable as a team. It's a great combo, but if you know
The enemy's
all we
top
have to do is
tower
dodge a
has
Chronosphere,
fallen.
and then it's like, well,
Stalking.
we know the Sunstrike's going to miss us, we know the arrow's going to miss us, it kind of becomes easy to deal with, doesn't it?
Yeah.
On the
I've
hunt.
talked about it a lot of times. Normally, the team that has the much easier combo and the much easier setup to win will win because it's just a ton easier to execute. Even though you're playing at the highest stage, there's so many things that you can't account for.
Monster kill.
You can't account for your teammates, exactly how they're going to play.
Yeah.
It is a large spell. It does hit a lot of damage. One has to very good time walking. So it's just kind of
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
from the fog,
Yep.
from invisibility, and then just chronosphere them. It should, in theory, be able to cash out a lot of targets at once. But as we saw last game, it doesn't always end up like
The
that.
enemy's
There are a lot of
middle
things that
tower
interrupt
has
you. There's a lot of
fallen.
things that can kind of push you back.
Telltale
If
tales
early
of
game
this.
doesn't go well, that combination, you're going to see, just like Navi, when they played against C9, it went miserably against C9.
Yeah. Now, there was one Chronosphere in that game where I thought it was one of
On
those
the
points
move.
where you thought, well, this could be a great Chronosphere and they can get away. Right after like a great Chronosphere, you guys didn't catch the first game. All that stuff again. The Vost on the faces were Chronosphere, the Vost, right outside the pit. And he then tried to kill the
Radiant
and
structures
he was
are
just
fortified.
plinking away, doing no damage, and I thought, well, he has to run away at this point, but he didn't. And that's the thing with the Chronosphere. Sometimes
Back at the shooting gallery.
and we'll commit, but it can sometimes be a mistake. Like, as I think we saw in one of the other games yesterday, they landed a very
5
long-range
enemies,
arrow.
5
They
bounties.
thought, great, we got a stun. They all went in, and they died, because sometimes landing that spell is actually kind of a bad thing.
Reposition.
Great, we landed the first part of our combo, let's go. But the time wasn't right, so IG, though, they've got a pretty solid lineup there.
They
Yes.
have an experienced team as well, though.
That's
and
the thing.
Yeah, they have a lot of communication among them. They can say, like, they can listen to Fate, their leader, and say, he'll say, okay, we're not going into this fight, don't turn around. It's all about
Yeah, and IG looked like pretty in the last game. Here's a hero that we saw used against the outside concoction, which just charges up a stun. It's this little guy on top. If you notice, he's shaking a concoction. When the timer counts down, if it goes to 0, you'll actually stun yourself and any minor
Pleasure.
and it's like chemical rage, which is tanky support. He pops those 2 swords and he goes purple. He loses his concoction, he gains a little bit more mana for a second, and it makes him into a tank.
Collected.
Here's the main ability that caused IG so many issues, the Mystic Flare. In like a 2 second fires this like lightning gun, whatever we keep changing what we call it, ion cannon, like
ion cannon.
This way.
Yeah, this hailstorm of like light just kind of lands on top of you, and it does so much damage so quickly. It's one of the more heavy DPS skills in the game. 600 damage at level 1 in an area, and
Now here's a fun hero. I love the Admiral. He has a spell called the Ghost Ship. It's just
speed.
look at this.
Chucks a boat at you. Like.
He literally throws a boat at you. I mean, it's insane. It does a big AoE splash, does damage, stuns people, and it covers all his allies in tons of drum, which they sort of, it's like a buff. Yeah. They sort of get drunk, they don't really care. You know, when you get drunk, you wake up and think, how did I get this massive cut on my leg?
Exactly
You didn't even notice it.
Delayed damage.
I think it's makes
kill.
too.
It does.
Does it really? The touch as well? If you think about it, it's about a beer solution. You know, have you noticed that it takes you like ages to walk when you have a few drinks? It takes you like 5 seconds.
The
to walk
enemy's
there.
middle barracks has fallen.
Really? Yeah, but I've been with you after a night out. It takes a long time to get home because you talk to everybody on the way back. That's the problem. How's it going, lads? I remember actually, yeah. That was funny. Okay, so this is Torrent. Similar in a way to Sunstrike in that you nominate an area, the enemy can't see the area where it's coming. You can see that sort of bubbly water effect, and a little while later the torrent will spill. So similar
My
to
blades will do the
Sunstrike,
talking.
The
Invoker
enemy's
and his
middle
teammates can
tower
see where
has
the
fallen.
Sunstrike is going to be. It's like a circle, and then a second later the damage. So it's sort of you can see it, so it's still hard to set up.
They did say alive.
The enemy's bottom barracks has
Yeah.
fallen.
This allows them to return people to the action every time.
It's great. It's great.
The
You
enemy's
can also, if
bottom
someone
barracks
teleports
has
in,
fallen.
Repositioning.
like we saw in the last game, often when there's a big fight, you'll see those sort of glowing circles on the map. That's people teleporting.
My
in.
blades
You need
grow
a scroll to do
thirsty.
it, called a TP scroll, a town portal scroll. Teleport to towers and things. What Funker could do is, as soon as you appear after your teleportation, execute your
The enemy's top barracks has fallen.
You can't execute. Oh, well, shut up. This is the new
Viper,
I'll
he's
shut
just
up.
kind of the guy that shoots poison.
Spread
The
the
enemy's
fun.
top barracks has fallen. The enemy's
cut me
middle
off
tower
earlier.
has fallen.
with this guy.
I really
Another fugitive.
I honestly
Brought
thought
to
you could, that's
justice.
why I don't play Funker.
Dire victory.
He looks like a Doctor Who.
You know that he's going to be playing the support Kunkka because these guys use
Victory!
that they play, and so Kunkka traditionally played as a core hero, but he's going to be a support here, I believe. Earthshaker Yao, he's been playing the offlane a few times, and Dragon Knight for Lin. Dragon Knight's a hero that's fantastic overall. He's your Mario type character in video games where he's not exceptional at anything, but he's good.
He's good at pushing. He's really
Yeah, he's good at pushing.
But
He's
he's not
pretty
like
tanky.
No,
but he
Shadow
doesn't,
Shaman
he
level.
doesn't do too much damage. His stun lock is kind of distance is sort of short. His nuke
It's
is
all
not
good.
that great.
It's
doesn't
all
scale.
good.
Yeah,
Okay,
it doesn't. It's not good.
What's his weakness then?
He's melee, I would say.
Yeah, he doesn't scale the best sometimes. If he's behind, he doesn't have a lot of comeback mechanic. If you aren't able to push down towers, well, then your hero kind of just falls off completely. And stun locking him really takes him out of the game. Magic